At Fort Collins Utilities, our water resource engineers work to ensure we have a reliable water supply, which includes planning for the future. The possibility of drought, along with wildfires, floods, and other water supply disruptions will continue to be a reality for us. But our water supply and demand management policy guides how we prepare for these situations. Our water customers are doing their part to minimize future water demand. Since 2000, they've reduced per-person water use by 33%, which is huge. And while water conservation is critical to reducing overall water demand, it doesn't replace the need for additional water storage. In order to fully utilize our water supply, water storage is needed to shift the supply from high flow months to low flow months, and from wet years to dry years. On average, 2/3 of the runoff on the Poudre River occurs during May and June, and without storage, we can't carry the extra water over to the drier months or years. We currently own very little water storage, about 7,100 acre-feet. That's a lot less than other communities along the Front Range. For reference, an average single-family home uses about 1/3 of an acre-foot of water a year. Without adequate storage, our future customers will be vulnerable to interruptions in water availability. For more than a decade, we've been researching the best options to provide added resiliency and flexibility to our water supply system. And we believe the most environmentally responsible and cost-effective solution is to increase the capacity of Halligan Reservoir. Located 25 miles northwest of Fort Collins, Halligan Reservoir sits on the North Fork of the Poudre River. It was originally built in 1909 and currently provides water for the North Poudre Irrigation Company. To increase storage on Halligan Reservoir, we would raise the current 70-foot dam by about 25 feet to create an additional 8,100 acre-feet of storage, more than doubling the city's total owned storage capacity. While all water supply projects have impacts, the best projects are designed to balance impacts and environmental benefits. The Halligan Water Supply Project is a great example of this. Enlarging an existing dam generally results in fewer environmental impacts than building a new one. Additionally, Halligan Reservoir will be gravity-fed, and no pumping will be required to fill the reservoir. By using a gravity-fed project, no additional greenhouse gases will be emitted during operations, which aligns with the city's climate action goals. We're also committed to protecting the Poudre River, and this project is a great opportunity to do that. Currently, 22 miles of the North Fork downstream of Halligan Reservoir runs dry in spots due to existing diversion structures and current reservoir operations. This results in an unhealthy river habitat. The Halligan project will provide minimum flows to the river year-round, which will restore the river and create healthier conditions for aquatic species. Water storage projects of this magnitude also have economic impacts, but of all the options considered, this project is the most cost-effective water supply solution. Based on what we know today, the most probable cost is $120 million. However, costs could vary between $100 and $150 million. Not only does that cost include permitting, design, construction, and mitigation, we're also providing a range of costs to reflect the evolving nature of a project of this size and complexity. So what's next? Projects of this type and scale can't move forward without approval from the lead permitting agency, the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. The permitting process is often very lengthy, sometimes decades long, as it has been for us. This is because the Corps evaluates all the impacts related not only to expanding Halligan, but also to several different water supply alternatives and each of their corresponding impacts. But we've reached the first big milestone in the federal permitting process with the release of the Draft Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, in late 2019. Feedback from the draft EIS public comment period will be considered in preparation of the final EIS. Fort Collins Utilities continues to develop and refine concepts to mitigate impacts that may result from the Halligan project, and we will release a final conceptual mitigation plan with the final EIS. Those documents will be available for public review after they're released. If permitted, final design and construction will follow, and the enlarged reservoir could be operational by 2026. At Fort Collins Utilities, we take great pride in delivering high-quality and uninterrupted water supply today, tomorrow, and 50 years from now. This project balances water supply needs and environmental enhancement, and is a project that will greatly benefit our community.